It's your boy Roy back again with another episode of the Preaching to the Birds podcast, where we like to bring you the latest breaking Eagles news as it comes to you. Now, realistically, I'm here to bring you the Eagles gospel. I'm here to bring you nothing but the truth. So help me God. So let's get right into the news, right? So we got a lot to talk about, right? So the Eagles had another practice. We had a practice today on July 29th. And we got to cover the most intriguing, the most breaking news in regards to that, right? So we're going to go over, just a couple things that happened at practice today. Nothing crazy. But we're going to talk about some major chisme, some little drama brewing up. One of the things I'm going to talk about is, honestly, a little speculation. I saw Jeremiah Trotter Jr. walking on the field with Vic Fangio. So I got to ask y'all the question. If Jeremiah Trotter is getting that inside track to be the inside linebacker ahead of Nakobe Dean. And then we're going to talk about Mekhi Becton possibly taking Tyler Steen's job when it comes to playing right guard. For those of you who don't know, Tyler Steen was not able to practice today because of a ankle injury, according to Jeff McClain. All right, let's get right into it. Blah. Before we continue any further, I gotta give a huge shout out to my girlfriend. It's being super amazing and coming right on time. Crazy. But she's the most amazing person that I've ever experienced in my life, and gotta give her a huge shout out. Ever had the pleasure of dating, and realistically speaking, I gotta just give her that shout out, because without her, this podcast will be nothing. And that's just the honest to God truth. All right, with that being said. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into the news. Let's get into the breaking news. So, we're going to go over some information from Ed Kratz. So, let's get into it. So, Monday, Eagles practice report: will not practice Saquon Barkley, personal reasons. Oren Burks, knee. Lane Johnson, toe. Limited Brett Toth with the hamstring, and Lane Johnson toe is not considered to be serious, right? Today, Becton was first team at right guard because, because Steen was a little hurt. He's dealing with He's dealing with an ankle injury, as already reported. And then Fred Johnson opens up as a right tackle. Lane was seen on the field giving Fred Johnson a couple pointers, giving Mekhi Becton a couple pointers, passing along that knowledge. You also see Jeff Stoutland giving Becton some instruction after practice today. Jalen Hurts threw a nice 45-yard touchdown to Devontae Smith. And, besides that, let's just get into the Chisme. All right, let's get into Chisme. I gotta go to work. All right, but yeah. So we gotta talk about some crazy shit. So obviously, Steen is hurt. He has an ankle injury, as reported by Nick Sirianni himself during a press conference today. The injury doesn't seem to be too serious. However, this is not good for Steen, bro. It's not good. I don't care what Sirianni says to you publicly. This isn't good for a person that is trying to win a job. Yes, the job is almost damn near, hand given to him. But Mekhi Becton here getting every single first team rep that he can get when a player misses. Don't let that fool you, man. Don't let that fool you. Yeah, he's a jack of all trades, obviously, but the best ability is availability when it comes to the NFL. And with that being said, Mekhi Becton has been available and Steen hasn't so far. So, we got to talk about that in the sense of, who are the notable players that may take Steen's position if he cannot stay healthy, right? So, with that being said, we have Max Sharping, person we brought in this year as a free agent. Then we have Matt Hennessy, another person we brought in as a free agent. These aren't my favorite players. Then we have Darian Kennard, who I really love. We got him from the Chiefs. And then we also got Mekhi Becton, who we brought in this year. That's my first personal favorite, the person who's been getting most of the reps. And I think if Tyler Steen cannot, stay healthy, then, it's going to be Mekhi Becton's job. And with that being said, can you imagine Mekhi Becton next to Lane Johnson on one side? And then on top of that, we got the other Twin Towers over there. Come on now. Can you imagine Landon Dickerson next to Jordan Mailata on the other side? It's crazy. It's madness what it would be going on if Mekhi Becton didn't. If Mekhi Becton gets the job, baby. It would be absolute madness. It would be absolute chaos for the whole league. It would be crazy to see. But with that being said, we got to move on to the next topic, right? So this is a little Chisme. But we're going to get into it. Jeremiah Trotter getting the inside track to be the inside linebacker next to Devin White? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Chisme, right? Now, obviously speaking, Nakobe Dean has been here for a year, longer than Jeremiah Trotter has. But for those of you who don't know, the NFL, just like the NBA, just like a lot of jobs that you have in your life, are definitely places where you get the inside track based on who you know and the relationships you build inside the building, right? And as you can see by the earlier clip that I left you as clickbait, Jeremiah Trotter walked out on the field with Vic Fangio talking. It wasn't Nakobe Dean. Jeremiah Trotter was drafted by Vic Fangio, not Nakobe Dean. And we're going to go over some height, weight, and stuff. But these players are very similar. Very, very similar. I mean, scary similar, if we're being completely honest. And if I'm being real with you, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if Jeremiah Trotter ended up replacing Nakobe Dean next to Devin White by the, start of preseason. I just would not be surprised. Or by the end of the season, really. Pads come on today. Pads come on tomorrow. Tuesday, July 30th. So we're going to really see who's really doing work. You know what I'm saying? Who's really putting in that work to be the inside linebacker next to Devin White. My money is honestly on Nakobe Dean. I ain't going to lie to you. My money is on Nakobe Dean for right now. But if we being honest, Jeremiah Trotter and Nakobe Dean have very, very similar stats. They play the game almost very similarly. And I think that Jeremiah Trotter honestly may have more tools in his body, meaning he's a bigger person, faster person than Nakobe Dean. We just got to see who has that real mental capability to be better, right? So let's go over the stats I was talking about. So Nakobe Dean is 5'11", 231 pounds. He was the 83rd overall pick. And Jeremiah Trotter is 6 foot, 229 pounds, and he was the 155th overall pick. Now, regardless of the pick and where they came from, these players are very, very similar. They both did not run their 40 times at the combine because they didn't want to look bad. Let's be honest here. They didn't want to look bad. And I'm not mad at them. And they're both very instinctual, very, very knowledge-based players, meaning that how they got to the NFL is they were the smartest players on the field in the defense. And they helped each and one of their players get lined up and do what they had to do, right? So with that being said, I mean, they're kind of interchangeable. If I'm being, honest here, to me they're kind of interchangeable. We're gonna see who gets the starting position. Like I said, I think Nakobe Dean gets it just because of his familiarity with, all the Georgia boys that we have. Kelly Ringo, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, all those players, I think they going to play a role. You don't want to mess up the chemistry. Like I said earlier, it's about who you know in the NFL, not necessarily, the talent base all the time. So we're going to see. We're going to see what's up. But yeah, that's all I really got for y'all today. Who do you think is going to start at right guard? Do you think it's going to be Mekhi Becton? You think it's going to be Tyler Steen? You think it's going to be the other names I mentioned? Matt Hennessy, Max Sharping, Darian Kennard, who I also really like. Or, and then who do you think is going to start at linebacker? Is it going to be Nakobe Dean? You think it's going to be Jeremiah Trotter? Maybe it's going to be Oren Burks. Maybe a Ben Van Sumeren. I don't know. But it's going to be Devin White and somebody, baby. We going to find out, all right? So, with that being said, my name is Roy. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. We out. Woo, doggies. Have you seen that big behemoth of a human being right there next to Jeff Stoutland? God, man, I don't care what none of y'all say. That look crazy, boy. Let him be on that right side, baby. We gonna look divine, baby. I hope y'all knew. But yeah, I just had to say that. It was just come on now. Hello. Please remember to like and subscribe. This is your boy Roy back again. It's the Preaching the Birds podcast. Thank you very much for giving me a little likey, a little subscription-y. We appreciate that over here. I hope you're having great days once again. Skirt.